What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Tokyo Ghoul Re. Oh my god, this episode was fucking awesome! Like, this episode is honestly in the running for one of my all-time favorite episodes of Tokyo Ghoul. Like this, I'd probably put it number 2. I won't lie, the art and animation was great across the boards. The music, ooh, phenomenal. The voice acting, spectacular. And ooh, man, that next episode preview was good. So, but first, let's address the elephant in the room. Well, not really, since I doubt most of you probably don't care. But anyway, you guys may have heard that it was announced on Raw last night that Roman's actually suffering from what the hell was it? Leukemia. He announced it on Raw. He's been having it since 11 years, but it's back now, so he's gonna be fighting it again. Get well soon, Roman. That was quite the shock when I saw that on Raw. And man, Raw, they completely said just fuck continuity, because backstage, Roman was talking with Braun and all those other guys, which obviously because we all know kayfabe's dead and all that shit. But yeah, but they usually always keep the continuity. But this was I was like, whoa, of course, we had Dean turn heel, which was actually kind of surprising, because, I feel like WWE did that on purpose. People, they were like, we've been teasing Dean turning heel, but nobody probably expected to be on this type because of what happened with Roman, so let's do it. It's just to have people actually give you a shot that Dean turns heel, even though we all saw it come from a mile away. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see where that ends up. And and everyone was giving their fair wishes to Roman, Finn, Braun, John, even Tama Tonga, a guy that's apparently been beefing with Roman. Apparently, that's what I heard from my man, my friend Eli Moore. Even he was even said get well soon messages to Roman as well. So that was pretty cool. I was like, whoa. Anyway, enough talking about Roman, WWE, and all that shit. Let's get to TG. Man, this episode was fire. So we start this episode off. We got we're in this I guess base or wherever where the CCG is, where we got the leader okay, you guys go here, go there, go there, go that, for this whole Operation Rishima to take down Algiri Tree. And he says, and one of the guys says, Director, Shura, I forget what the hell he told him. I think it was one of the other places that the other CCG operatives were there. And he says, he's like Shirazu, or so, I forget the exact word, or name or whatever it was. And he says, what is the current extermination rate? In Hiroshima, he says, 56%, sir. So not that bad. And he says, all right, don't tell the man about what's going on over there. And he says, yes, sir. And then we see this boat. I'm guessing connected to the ship where the guys are at, watching over the whole facility. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, that's actually the same boat that the Scarecrow was, rowing. We saw, what was it, last week, I believe, when we saw him. So that should be interesting. We then hover back to Rasheen, where we kind of alternate. We see Toru getting strangled by Torso. We got this other guy, this girl. Her hair looks legit like a broom, covering her entire face. How the fuck she sees is beyond me. As she's fighting over this ghoul, which we find out his name is Shinkure. I think I'm probably butchering that. So we see them, and then we also see that we got Hashikawa, where you guys may remember as Mr. Trigun back in season 2. Just that dude looks seriously. That could not that Ashita had to have done that on purpose. It's too obvious for it not to be a reference to Trigun. And so we see him he's taking care of Takizawa, and she's not really doing good against Shigure. We never actually learned what her name is, at least not that I remember. And so, she's about to, get impaled, and Hichikawa manages to grab her and legit throws her off the cliff to, save her. And where he then gets impaled by Takizawa, he says, yep, this isn't me. which we can definitely see. I mean, he's actually cared, because remember, back in season 2, as well as the manga as well, because I'm almost done with actually volume 13 right now. I'm almost done with it. We remember that he didn't care about he was prepared to kill this old woman just to take care of crap, I forget her name. You know, the dog Ghoul. I forget her name. You know, he didn't give a shit that that she was in the crossfire. But now here we are. We see him like saving this little girl. That looks a little too young to be part of the CCG. That's working for the CCG, especially as a field officer. Like, you know, in this kind of like doing this. Maybe she's actually like 20, but she looks like she's 12. I don't know. So we can see that there's probably been some character development that was probably cut out somewhere around here from the manga, probably. But hey, and so we actually get this little flashback. That's while she's falling, we see her. We can actually see her face as her hair moves. We see like she has freckles on her face, and he says. So in the flashback, he says, "So you don't like your freckles? That's why your hair looks like a broom." And he's like, "Look at my face," and shows him this fucked up teen. He's like, "I'd be better off with shit smeared on my face." So we get back. And then Takazawa there was like, you know, should we eat him? Yeah, let's eat him. And they called this other guy, the other Ghoul, they called him, yo, Torso. He's disappeared. So he's taking Mutsuki into this cave. But he left his weapons. So, and then we get over to Mutsuki where he's like, Toru. And then we get over back to our boy, Urie. Although Urie does look a little different, I'm assuming it's from like the little art style change. Because you remember, because Kaneki also looks a little different too. So I guess Urie wasn't safe either. So we see him, and the man is still talking about like, you know, about his promotion. He's still on about his promotion. He's still like, I need to get my promotion. He's there with Psycho and a few other guys as they're also, you know, making their rounds, taking care of the members of Algiri Tree. So he gets a message over, like, Zirko's like, they can't get in touch with Hashikawa Squad. And Psycho's like, you know, that's where Toru's at. And it's like, you know, our top priority is to take care of Algiri Tree, so let's go. And he says to her, like, you know, please stay safe, you know, stay alive, you know, Mutsuki. So Urie at least cares. That's always left, like we see. He definitely got a lot of care from when, shit, what the hell, Suzuya, I think his name was, when he died. Which, man, that shit. Yeah. So, we then head over back to this, we got this Ghoul 3 Blades. Never seen her before. Maybe she was had a bigger impact involvement in the manga, but I think this is pretty much like the first time we've actually seen her. You know, she's like with this other Ghoul, which ends up being is actually her sister. And she's like, sis, and then she gets impaled by this by the CCG operative that for some reason is missing his pupils. And when he made his entrance, like the soundtrack sounded straight out of like Twist, like, you know, what was that stuff? What was that? Battle of the Two, you know, the theme that was used for Phantom Menace, when during the whole fight with the Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, I think is it? Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn. It sounds straight out. It was like, oh, like it sounds straight out of a John Williams score, and I'm like, well, somebody's a fan of Star Wars. It was like, I mean, if you're gonna make an entrance to like some John Williams type music. That's a great way to make an entrance, if I do say so myself. So they're going at the dude's Queen K. That thing is sharp. That thing's straight up going through concrete. And but he's about to impale against this wall. She manages to dodge, and his blade gets stuck in there. He can't get it out. She goes in for the killing blow. I guess his Queen K has like a second mode to it or something, where these like mechanical arms come straight out of the wall and impale her, killing her. We then see the return of Kurona. We haven't seen her since season 2, I think. She might have been in the first half of Re. I don't remember, but yeah. But for some reason, she now has both her eyes, or Ghoul eyes, which is weird, because remember, back when we saw her back in season 2, as well as in the manga, she was a half-Ghoul. She only had one of her eyes red. Only one of her eyes had, like, you know, Ghoulified, or whatever you want to call it. Interesting. But we don't see her, like, I think, what was it, her sister? Her sister or friend. I forget whether or not she was her sister or friend. It's been a while since I've seen her. And so she asked him, like, you know, are you one of Suzuya's subordinates? And so then we see him kind of like pretty much just playing on defense as her Kagane is constantly coming out, and he's just like just defending and block your attack. He's like, all I can only do is defend. And man, I can't know if I can do as much more. Then her Kagane comes out of the dirt and starts charging towards him, manages to dodge. Always like manages to dodge out of the way. She says, oh, good reflexes. And he's like, fuck. And I wish I could have avoided, but he has to fight. And and he says like that she is that she beats him and is superior to him in every other way, strength, all that shit. And so she beats his ass, and then her little queen cake kagane, whatever you want to call it, sword impales him in the impales like his foot, and he's like, she says, why do you even follow Juice? Why? I mean, he doesn't give a shit about anyone else's life. He don't care about you. You sure he hasn't abandoned you? He says, allow me to fix 3 points of errors. 1. It's only natural for people to listen to their superiors. 2. I am 100% loyal to Juzu. And 3. Juzu doesn't abandon her comrades. And then he comes out right on cue. And comes right there with some new armor too. It looks pretty damn cool. And he's like, "Oh, who are they? How's it hanging? Can't have another reunion." He's like, and so they gotta go. And she actually says like, "Hey, where's Shiro?" And he says like, and she says, "She's right here." And she points, and we see it pan down to her midsection where she's like fused inside her. And Juice that's disturbing. And coming from Juice, that's saying something. Which I gotta see and he says oh, Papa's gonna fix her. And she's like, and Juice says, I'm not sure that's possible. She's like, shut up. So, if I had to guess, because as we know that they were both half ghouls, but their ghoul eyes were the opposite. Like one had on her right, the other one had on her left. If I assume when the doctor, I forget the dude's name, fused them together, all her other ghoul eye got turned into her other eye went ghoulified, I guess, because Shiro's ghoul eye was her right, I think, or was it her right or her left? So her other eye ended up getting ghoulified, if I had to assume. I don't know. It probably gets a better explanation in the manga or something. But yeah, if I had to guess, that's probably what happened. And she probably also got some superior strength, because her Kagane is definitely a lot different. And I guess she also now has a Kakuja, I think it's a Kakuja where she where she gets this mask over her eyes that's nothing but a bunch of ghoul eyes. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool, damn cool. So they go at it. She actually manages to impale Juzu, and she thinks she's killed him. And one of the viewers check again. She gets sliced in half, and then we see Juzu with her armor. It kind of works the armor that Shinohara and the other guy had. If I assume, but I don't know if this is the same where the armor slowly eats the wearer. I don't know if it's like that, but it looks but if I assume it's probably very similar. It's made out of just ghouls or kaganes or whatever. So that's how I guess. It looks dead, and it looks fucking awesome. So, and then she ends up retreating, and the guys are like, "Hey, Juzu, you cool with this?" And she says, he says, gotta get my pronouns right. That someone that retreats from the same opponent twice doesn't have any chance of winning. We go over back to to where Tatara is with Kira, and the guy that gets lead the charge here. His name's Hoji. He says, Akira, expect that this is probably I'm going to die here, and we see Tatara. He gets we see his Kakuja now. Oh my god, his Kakuja is fucking awesome. First off, when he transforms, he gets engulfed in flames. And then we see his Kakuja. The dude legit breathes fire, and they're blue flames too. Which, in all honesty, I say blue flames look a little bit cooler than red flames, just because the overall coloring of it. We're so used to red flames that blue flames are kind of very rare. So when you see them, I also think they're going to kind of look a little bit cooler, in my opinion. So we got blue flame. The dude's legit breathing fire up in here. How this is even possible, I don't know. But it's fucking awesome, so I don't care. The CCG try to take their hands, take them out. They're not really doing much of a good job. We see, then we got Takizawa coming in there to take him out. But he gets engulfed in flames. He's like, but that just felt quite nice. And then finishes him off in 2 or 3 hits. And they're like, everybody, let's all rejoice. And then the Hoji's like, all units prepare to attack. And he's like, what the fuck? Why are y'all doing this? I mean, I just take out Tatare for you, and this is how you repay me? And then we get a flashback to, I'm assuming, to how he actually ended up becoming a ghoul. Where he's in this science room. I'm assuming it's in the basement or wherever the doctor hangs out at. We see him. he's like wondering where the hell he's at. The doctor says, but first you should see your body, and then we see his his right arm is like a Kagane, I guess you could say. So I'm assuming, because I don't remember this happening in Rude, and I haven't, like I said, I'm only about almost done with volume 13 of the manga. I guess his arm got chopped off somewhere in the battle, because he says that he took about, what was it, like 36 CCG operatives from the battle for the 20th War, but Takizawa was the only one that was successful. He was the only successful test subject. So, he's like, tells like, you are a ghoul now. He vomits, and he says like, oh, your body's rejecting it. Good. And then we see like this straight up torture scene where the dude we don't actually see what he's actually doing. It's pretty cool, but we hear the sound of like a chainsaw and him just writhing in pain. Voice acting, fucking amazing, by the way. He's just like, please stop! And we got that to be like, you know what I want? To find out how to make the perfect Kaneki. And so, and then we just say top there in the back just chilling, as, Takizawa's just writhing, which probably explains why now his white hair and probably his face looks different, because he probably did some stuff with that chainsaw, probably ripped off his body parts to see them regrow and shit, and probably I'm the same with Kaneki, where we know when white hair Kaneki had black nails, but that was just for the I think it was clogged up blood. I think that makes it look like it's black, if I remember correctly. Because when Jason was just ripping off his fingers and toes over and over and over again. If I had to guess, probably something like that's probably why he looks so weird. Because he probably did some stuff with that chainsaw and other torture methods. And he's like, why? And so then he goes over, attacks him, and then he starts, and we see him just strangling Akira. He's like, why are you doing this? I saved you. I wanted to save you. I was your subordinate. And then we get the return of our boy Kotaro Amo, who is now apparently a half-ghoul. And ooh, the man looks so badass. Ooh, when we see him with his ghoul eye and the light kind of like little lens flare thing, I guess you say, where his ghoul eye kind of reflects and everything into the red. Ooh, it looks so badass. So we see those two going at it. We got our boy Kotaro Amon trying to convince him to tell him you're not a ghoul, you are CCG's investigator Takizawa. But he ends up not listening, and those guys going at it. We see him actually getting impaled. So is he dead? Is he not? We'll have to wait and see. But ooh. That fight was lit, the voice acting was spectacular, the art and animation was awesome, and the music was fucking phenomenal. This episode was so damn good. Which actually, one thing I forgot to mention, with when Takizawa was strangling Akira, he was actually crying while he was doing it. So, I guess you could say this does confirm that Takizawa, while yes, he is, let's be honest, a crazy psychopath right now, yeah, he still is some of his humanity is still there. Some of Takizawa is still in Owl the ghoul. He wants to come back CCG, but he's like, I'm trying to save y'all, and this is how you do. Is great stuff. That was actually some pretty cool stuff. So we get back to Kurona. She's making her way back to Dr. Kano's base, I guess you could say, and she's like, he's like, Kurona, it's been a while. You look a little older. How may I help you today? He says, I need you to fix Nishiki. He's like, oh, you want me to fix someone? You want me to fix someone that's dead? And she's like, she's not dead. She eats, she breathes, she even talks, and we hear this voice I'm probably not doing it, but it sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. He says, that's a fart. Wait, what? A fart? Yes, gases are escaping you through those holes. She's dead, dude. She's dead. It's like, well, then I'll just have to kill you. He's like, alright. Opens, he's like, okay. Pulls this lever, this dude, experiment he's working on, comes out, and he straight up looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in terms of just body type. Looks like something out of a Terminator movie. Kind of remind me of that one scene in Salvation, actually. So they go out, she kills him, and he's like, and then the rest of the pod open, they all just come flooding at her, and so she manages to actually hold her own against these guys while we're going, and then while that's happening, we actually go back, because right after Takesawa impales Amon, we actually see the Queen Squad, Urie and her crew are back and ready to take down Takesawa. So, ooh, our boy Urie. And while well, let's go, we go back to Three Blades. She's like Nikki, I believe his name. You know, the guy that was that's like, you know, that was obsessed with Jason. You know, even like, you know, pops his knuckles the same way as Jason did. I'm pretty sure his name was Nikki. I think so. I may be misremembering it. You know, she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then we see him fall with a trail of blood following as he falls down the wall. She's like, "Oh no!" And then she's like scared, like, you know, she's like, you know, she thinks she's dead. And then we got Mr. Bullcut over there being like, you know, all your friends are dead. You might have to just kill yourself right here and now. And she's like, "Fuck off, man! I'm gonna." And so she goes there. So those two guys. But then we found that Nikki, the man, is still alive somehow. And we got the rest of his other guys over there with the white suits. He's like, "I am the leader of the white suit. If I'm going to die, I'm dying with some pride." So we see those guys going at all these him with Boca and all those CCG operatives that are behind him with him. They're like, and he's like, and they're taking them out. And they're like, "Oh, there's no end to these guys." But then we see our boy Skiyama appear, and he's like, so that's where this ends. Before that, we get back to Kurona. She's taking out the rest of the guys, and she says to Kano that because of you psychopathic mad scientist, I'm gonna kill you. And so they're going. We actually get like a little flashback to, I guess, how they became half ghouls, where we just see both Shiro and Kurona just laying on this table, and we just see him kind of, like, I guess, figuring out his like table of, like, you know, tools he needs to like turn him into half ghouls or whatever. And then he's like, "Oh, I was wondering what you were gonna say." And then he gets wrapped up by our boy Nishio. Oof! This episode was fucking fire. Like I said, this is actually one of my favorite episodes of Tokyo Ghoul. Art animation, great across the boards. Music, fucking amazing. Voice acting, phenomenal. There's not much more I can say. Next week's going to be hot. And yeah. So overall, I give this episode, of course, a 10 out of 10. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you feel like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.